You're watching news at Prime, and we continue with our coverage on the expulsion of South Africa's ambassador to the United States. Civil rights organization Save South Africa is blaming Pretoria for allegedly dragging its feet, they say, in engaging US President Donald Trump's administration as the relations worsen. Let's get some perspective now, and we speak to Save South Africa President Sydney Monnakgotla, who speaks to us from Bloemfontein this evening. Mr. Monnakgotla, good evening to you, and thank you very much for your time. Let's start with why President Ramaphosa is to blame for worsening relations between South Africa and the US.
Good evening, Koli, and good evening to the viewers at home. And firstly, it is regrettable that our ambassador had to be declared persona non grata by the US government, and also that he has to vacate or he has to leave the country within 72 hours. But as South Africa Civic Movement, it is our contention that this is as a result of lack of agility from the side of the President of South Africa to engage the government of the United States. You would remember that the engagement between the two countries have been taking place through the social media platforms. And we are saying that since the right-wing organization AfriForum went to America and spoken lies about this country and misleading the government of America, it was upon our president to follow the right formal channels and engage the president of America. But that has not been happening. And hence we see now the expulsion of the ambassador of South Africa in the United States. We believe that the president could have, if he could have acted agilely and ensured that he engaged the president of, we know that he previously engaged Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not the president of America. He could have engaged Donald Trump, who's the president of America, and ensured that they follow the correct communications channels. This matter cannot be dealt with through social media platforms. And by the way, America is one of our largest trading partners, and you'll understand the devastating results which this might lead us, the country, to. We are saying that the president could have seen the urgency of this matter and make sure that he engages, because at the current moment, there is no tangible evidence that the president has taken efforts to engage the government of America.
All right.
Hence our...
We'll bring in the question around Elon Musk in a moment, but let's deal for the moment with your blame on President Ramaphosa. A few days ago on this channel, we had a conversation with the president's spokesperson who made it clear to us that the Trump administration is new and therefore they have yet to capacitate the offices through which we communicate with as a country diplomatically. And this goes, I guess, in his view, some way or some distance in explaining the delay in talking to America from government to government. Does that explanation go the distance for you?
Look, we don't take that explanation. There has been many engagements. I mean, we've seen Donald Trump has been speaking to Vladimir Putin of Russia. He has been talking to many presidents in the world. But we are saying that I think that is just an excuse. The office of the president has never taken effort to talk to the president of America. And there's been social media interactions between the two nations. And we are saying that that is wrong. When Trump, we understand the type of character he is, but we are saying for the South African government could have followed the correct channels and engaged in terms. The spokesperson of the president, you know, we could have taken it if he came into the interview and say that we have tried to communicate with the office of the president of the United States through these channels, this, and we failed. That could have been understood. But at the moment, we are saying that they are making just lousy excuses.
Is it at all making sense for you that the American government and the manner in which it is doing things could make other nations, or should I say other governments, like the South African government, almost hesitant to engage them. And when I say the way that they are doing things, the public expulsion of the ambassador, South Africa's ambassador to the United States, the constant lambasting on social media of government officials, or what the government of South Africa is allegedly doing to the Afrikaner community. What I'm saying to you, sir, is that does that make sense for you as to why our government would be hesitant, or you feel that if it means go toe-to-toe with them, so be it. Let's engage in that way. Would that be productive for Safe South Africa?
Look, Pauline, our position is very simple. To say that we have seen American government, taking serious matters on social media and following the channels to communicate with certain other countries through the social media. And it is regrettable that they are doing that. But we are saying that in the midst of that, our government could have demonstrated the willingness to do the right thing, meaning that even when the American government or the President of America is communicating through social media, but we could have done the right things. And you see, it was going to make sense if our president could say, look, I have tried this. We have tried to follow this formal communication channel with the Office of the President of America or with the American government, but they don't want to come on board. That could make sense. But at the moment, there is nothing. It seems that now they are playing in the hands of American government. And that on its own, I think it will have a very devastating outcomes. And we don't want to go there as the country. We are saying that this could get, there is an opportunity at this moment to can resolve this amicably between the two nations. We don't have to allow the situation to get to that point.
So let's talk about Elon Musk, because in your statement, the way that you are placing it is that the South African president seemed to prioritize even breaking protocol, speaking to a non-government person in the form of Elon Musk, as opposed to engaging President Trump. Am I understanding you correctly? Is this your position?
Yes. That is our contention as Safe South Africa, to say that, look, the president has a responsibility to respect the protocols and also understand the office of the president of America. You cannot go into a country and engage its citizens. He was supposed to have engaged Donald Trump. Elon Musk is not a US president, but even though we have seen the pictures of how he goes around and conducts himself, meaning I'm talking about Elon Musk, but we don't have to fall for that. The US president is Donald Trump, and he needs to be respected as the president. But we are saying that our president must do the right thing. He cannot go engage on citizens without following the proper communication channels.
Yeah. The president was in Parliament recently explaining why he spoke to Elon Musk in the first place. It was during the United Nations General Assembly, and this was on the sidelines of that UN General Assembly. And according to him, he says they, from time to time, will choose to engage whomever, even if it is a non-state actor. Did that for you go some way to at least explaining why he met Elon Musk in the first place? Because this seemed to be a potential business engagement. And add to that the fact that relations between the two countries were not at an all-time low just yet. In other words, they were not as heated as they are right now? Or do you feel that that explanation still does nothing? The president ought to engage his counterpart in the US?
So there is no problem when President Ramaphosa, as a businessman, engaging another businessman in the United States. But here we're talking about the president of a country. And we are saying that there was a problem. The AfriForum went to America to engage the president of America. And that on its own, we condemn their actions to say that they are undermining the sovereignty of South Africa. But it was upon the president of South Africa to go and engage the president of America, because these are official issues. These are issues that can strain the trade relationship between the two countries. And we are saying that, President, you needed to follow the correct protocols in terms of engagement. But his engagement with Elon Musk, we can't buy that. This is not a social issue or a friendly engagement, but we're talking about an issue which affects the lives of the people of the two countries.
Mr. Monnakgotla, I want to end the conversation on this point, and it is something that you raised right at the beginning, that South Africa, rather the United States, is one of South Africa's largest trading partners. To my understanding, it is the third biggest trading partner with our country. What are your fears should this trade relationship be jeopardized?
Look, we know that there is a lot of U.S. investment in South Africa. We know that there are a lot of people, South Africans, who are in the United States for employment, and others are doing businesses also. So our fear is that should the relationship between the two countries remain strained as it is now, or even get worse, then many people will be affected. And there are a lot of American companies here. We ask ourselves what will happen to them, their employment, if we have to get to that stage now where there's no more relationship between the two countries. So we are saying that this can be avoided. The president of the country must do the right thing.
So your main concern is people's jobs and people employed by those companies. I take your point. Thank you very much for your time, Sydney. Monnakgotla is the Save South Africa president, that particular organization. You will remember it during the days of the Zuma administration.